supposed to be a Proverbs 31 woman, oh, that's what you said. That man misleading if he ain't spirit-led. How is him that you feeding? He's supposed to be the head.
Hey y'all, it's Perky, and in today's video, I have a video that popped up on my recommendations. You guys already know the vibes. Little girl sleeps with her dying father, then she wakes up to find the shock of her life. I don't know what the shock is. I would like to know. I mean, sleeping with her dying father kind of, I think I get a hint of what it possibly can be. I don't know. I don't want to assume, because assumptions is not what we're supposed to do. But we're going to go ahead and get into this video. I want to see what the shock of her life is, what happened, what went on, what went down. Just all of it, honestly. I'm very interested and curious. But we're going to go ahead and get into this video, and yeah, hopefully it's not too crazy. Hopefully it's not reckless. Hopefully it's a good thing, in other words.
Little girl sleeps with her dying father. Then she wakes up to find the shock of her life. Girl says goodbye to her father at the funeral, but people scream when they see this. Cristiano used to sell fruit in the park, and he was well loved by everyone there.
Okay.
He was always ready to help those in need, and there was a girl who brought him pineapple every day as an excuse to talk to him, not daring to ask him out and waiting for him to notice her. Cristiano had fallen in love with her from the first time he had seen her.
That's cute.
And although he was not shy in front of her, he seemed to forget the vocabulary, and he only limited himself to handling her fruit that he asked her for trembling. One day, however, they were able to forget all their blocks in the middle of an accomplice rain, that just when she had approached to buy her pineapple, she suddenly fell. Thus, protected by the umbrella of her fruit cart, they had to spend an hour together that changed everything.
Okay.
At that time, while the rain was pouring down, they had the impulse to hug each other, and they no longer wanted to let go. At that moment, their hearts pulled together, and they understood that they wanted to be together for the rest of their lives.
It's a cute little love story.
And because they wanted to be together, they always felt like they had nothing to look forward to. And so, in less than a month, they were already living together against all their better judgment, who said that the day they liked someone, they would take the time to get to know each other and be safe. But there was an urgency to both of them, as if they knew that as much they wanted to, they couldn't spend as much time together. Eagerness was a premonition, but at the time she didn't know it. Meanwhile, Cristiano and his girlfriend enjoyed being together and got married 3 months after they met.
Okay.
With their marriage, a long-awaited pregnancy also came that made them immensely happy and filled Cristiano with anxiety during those 9 months. He also couldn't wait to meet his daughter as soon as possible. Between them, everything seemed to pass too quickly, as if time were an illusion that had no effect on them. When they saw their daughter for the first time, they decided that she would be called Natalia. The baby was beautiful.
That's a cute name.
And she was the perfect combination of both, to the point that no one could decide which of the two parents she resembled more. The joy that filled their hearts was so deep that there was no room for uncertainty in the face of their modest resources, nor were they afraid of the future. But fear caught up with them one day, and there was no going back. A little more than 2 years after they met, Cristiano was diagnosed with an incurable disease that kept him in bed for several months, during which his health slowly and irreversibly deteriorated until they could no longer hide the truth from Natalie, who knew that something bad had happened. It was a day that she saw her father pass out and vomit, when they could no longer hide what was happening from her, or continue telling her that her father had lost his hair because he had decided so, and he shaved his head every day. And it was Cristiano himself who was in charge of telling her what was happening, because from the beginning, he had expressed his disagreement with hiding things from the girl. For she had as much right to know as others. Natalia was only 3 years old, but she got furious every time the adults tried to hide from her what was really going on.
Kids be knowing.
She knew that he was sick, and she was aware that what he had was serious. Natalia knew that her father was in danger of death. For this reason, it seemed silly to her that her mother and her other relatives told her that everything was going to be fine, and that he had nothing when she knew the truth and she could understand. Her father, on the other hand, always knew that Natalia was capable of understanding what was happening, and never tried to disguise her feelings. That's why, during the month that his convalescence lasted, the little girl became his best friend. She was the only one who accompanied him with all of her love and treated him naturally.
That's beautiful.
While the others were always in a merciful attitude and wanted to disguise the reality of him, they made him feel even worse. He needed to feel that he was still a normal person, and he didn't want anyone to feel sorry for him. Natalia was the only one who understood him, and that's why she was the partner he wanted the most. They spent the afternoons together, playing, watching programs, and talking. And those hours were for Cristiano the most valuable of his entire life. and only then he was able to distract himself from his illness and feel like before. Father and daughter were aware that the disease did not let up, and that's why, days before the fatal outcome, the two said goodbye. One afternoon, they didn't feel like playing or talking.
That's tough.
They simply hugged each other for hours, while discreet tears ran down their cheeks. They didn't say anything, for both of them understood that that moment of their love would cross the barriers of time and space, and that even if they were not physically together for much longer, their hearts and spirits would remain united until eternity. After that afternoon, Cristiano began to say goodbye to his wife, although she did not accept his goodbye, and refused to accept when she considered a surrender on her husband's part.
That's hard.
He already knew that he would die soon, and his wife did not understand that precisely accepting his fate was even braver than continuing to fight a losing battle. His other loved ones did not know how to accept it in time either. Therefore, they could not feel their same peace that...
My best friend practically fainted when I told her about this amazing...
My best friend practically fainted. You're a liar.
little Natalia felt when the time finally came for their departure. Cristiano died peacefully
sad.
one morning with his wife and his daughter. The woman was hysterical because she hadn't been able to have closure and say goodbye to him sincerely. She hadn't done it when she could, and now it was too late. Natalia, on the other hand, wept silently, but in her heart there was peace. The calm of having done things well, and of having understood that her father was now resting, and that he had detached himself from this physical world, but he would never leave their hearts. The day of the funeral, the whole family was in a sea of tears and desolation. Natalia still felt the presence of her father, and she was calm, but the pain that was breathed in her environment made her feel sad. Therefore, she wanted to be physically close to her father one last time, and she asked her mother to let her hug him in his coffin. She was reluctant at first, but agreed when she realized that she had no valid reason to deny this last act of love. So Natalia hugged him and felt her father's cold skin against her cheek, but she didn't cry. She knew that even though her body was no longer inhabited by a soul, that same soul was still surrounding them. And she said a few last words for him. A simple, "I will always love you, and I will remember you," that made everyone cry.
Aww.
But no one imagined the shock they would feel just a second later. Well, before her astonished mother, they both saw an impossible but slight smile appear on his calm face, which later all the attendees, one by one, had the opportunity to see.
On who face?
No one believed his eyes, and their hearts shook to the depths of their being. Cristiano, from beyond the grave, had given one last indelible proof of the love he felt for his daughter. And that marked them all forever. Natalia would live with that memory for her whole life. And when she grew up, she told with pride, although no one believed her, that her father had smiled at her from the coffin. Just as she had promised him, she never forgot him, and she never stopped loving him deeply.
That's
despite the fact that she had only shared the
scary.
first 3 years of her life with him, and that her memories of her age tend to become dim as time passes. She, Natalia, remembered each one of the moments next to her father as if she'd lived them yesterday. She had all those moments so present that at 25 years old, she still remembered her feelings, and she felt even closer to him. It would be unfair to say that Natalia didn't feel the same way about her mother. She loved her dearly too, but her soulmate had been her father, and none of that had ever changed. Not even when she married herself and started her own family. In Natalia's heart, there was not even when she married herself and started her own family.
Okay.
In Natalia's heart, there was always enough love for all of them. And her father inspired her and sheltered her soul until the last of her days. Natalia had a long and happy life, and her children remember that her last words before she died were, "Soon we'll be together again, Dad." If you like this story,
that's crazy.
Please like and share it with
I had to repeat that one part because I thought he said like she married, like she basically married herself, so she out here married to herself. No, what he was saying was like she, you know, I'm not gonna say moved on with her life, but she ended up getting married herself and got a family. I thought, again, it threw me off. So you mean tell me that this little girl touched the corpse and then the corpse smiled? Oh, that is on another level, ladies and gentlemen. That is scary. I see why it's the shock of her life, because that's something I would have been scared about. There is no soul that's operating that avatar. So for that avatar to smile, yeah. Let's just say it wouldn't be because it couldn't and it shouldn't. Yeah, so again, if y'all want to see this title of the video, or the title of the video is called "Little Girl Sleeps with Her Dying Father, Then She Wakes Up to Find the Shock of Her Life." crazy. What are you guys' thoughts? Do y'all think she reaching? Y'all let me know in the comment section down below. But for a 3-year-old, I don't know. I don't got no commentary. I don't got no. I'm not gonna tell y'all if she right or she wrong. That's scary to me if you ask me. But hey, you know, to each his own. But I love and appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Please go ahead and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you want to see next in the comment section down below. All my social media is in the description. Y'all see it. 600K is on the way. All esteem to my Elohim Yahuwah and my Adonai Yahushua HaMashiach for blessing me, like literally with, I'm talking about down to breath, allowing me to breathe, allowing me to walk, talk, you know what I'm saying, everything. And then I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, because you guys are making a brand, just continue to grow, continue to elevate, and continue to ascend. So just thank you so much. But y'all know me. Y'all have a blessed one, and I will see y'all in the next one.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah.